Magic and milestones, attractions and keys. You are now tuned in to the Disney Holic Show.
Welcome to the Disney Holic Show. That's Candice.
And that's Mike TV.
This week we're raising a glass, or maybe a churro, to Disney's Anniversaries of January. From classic attractions to modern day favorites hitting major milestones, we're diving into Disney Anniversaries that continue to shape the parks and fandom.
All right. So,
Anniversaries.
Anniversaries. I love a good excuse to celebrate. So, let's do that. But before we go there, we had one thing that I wanted to talk about on the podcast real fast. And that's that we are getting a change to our magic keys over here at Disneyland. Did you hear about this?
I have not.
So it's not like earth shaking, but it's just interesting. And I will tell you one thing at the end that I realized that is probably a bad thing about this. Okay. As of January 13th, the keys are back on sale. And the difference here is that they are going to retire the enchant key, which is currently, or was currently, a key. And then the explore key is coming in, brand new key. It's $999, which replaces the enchant key. It's only $25 more, and it does give you a lot more access, like less blockout dates. There's a lot of Saturdays and weekend days in the summer. Right now, the enchant key, there's like hardly any summertime weekends you can go at all. So this is great. I think this is a huge bonus for magic key holders, even though it's a little bit more expensive. But $25 for the year, it's like a couple bucks a month.
So the days you can visit the park are better on the explore key than the enchant key.
Yes. Okay. Yep. And again, I think the enchant key blocks like the whole summertime out. And now you have some dates within there. So it's very nice. I think it's a really cool thing. However, they have also revised the reservation calendars. And to me, that just says reservations are not going anywhere.
Oh, boy.
Isn't it crazy? Like now, this is 2026. Like that was literally put into place because of COVID restrictions.
Yeah.
It wasn't because of anything else. And it might have been behind closed doors, but like there was a purpose for it. And it was because they can't have people within 6 feet of each other. And now it's just like, I don't know. We're still needing it. And I agree. Like it still feels packed a lot of the days when it's like sold out. So I don't know. I guess we do need it, and I'm starting to come to terms with that. But man, it is a struggle. And I want to talk about, now I've been here for almost a year, and living in this reservation life is not the biz. Like I really just missed the golden era of going to Disneyland as a local, you know? It kind of bums me out.
And I guess that's when even though it did feel crowded when we were younger, but it was less, there was less demand. There were actually slow seasons back in the day.
Yeah.
And slow times of the year, or when school was in session, you knew that it would be less crowded. But yeah, it's kind of just endless most of the time. Now, I have the enchant key, and it's good through September. But it sounds like when September comes around, I won't be able to renew it as an enchant key. It'll become the explore key if I renew, or I have to pick a new one or something like that.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
And I would suggest, since you have that long, to just upgrade to the enchant key when they open, because then you'll have all those dates added to your. Well, look at them and see if you're even planning on coming out at all during that time. But it looks like a really good update in the reservation or in the blockout dates. So it might be worth the $25 to get it while it's open. Because, that's another thing about out here. I don't remember what it's like in Disney World, but it gets closed off all the time to even purchase an annual pass or upgrade or any of that stuff. So think about that. It's a good topic to bring up. It's for those that do currently have the enchant key. If you want to upgrade, think about it now. Yeah.
Yeah, I would look to see if there's a day that I plan on going that's on one of those blockout days and then go and upgrade it. If you're going to go
Yeah.
on one of those days. Yeah.
Right. Um, so yeah, reservations are still really hard. I feel like there's these ebbs and flows, but I would say 40% of the time it's hard. Like it's pretty high.
5 years of this, and yeah, you said around the pandemic, and it is still not proving what I thought it was going to do, where it was going to give the operations team, this is our corporate brains working.
Operation Brain, yep.
It was gonna give the operations team the data required to staff accordingly. And there's still some times where I'm like, how did they not know there was 1,000 people showing up to this event? Like they
Right.
literally have a reservation system, and it doesn't always seem to benefit the guest experience the way I thought it would. So yeah, um,
That's also fascinating
interesting.
too because there were, and I don't know if it's still an issue, but there were also other things to take into consideration with that, like staffing issues. Remember, a long
Yeah,
time they couldn't hire anybody.
yeah,
And so, like, yeah, we now know how many people are going to be here, and we need like double the amount of cast members and can't hire them
yeah.
because nobody wants a job right now. Like that, it's just crazy. There's so many factors in all of this, but I'm over it. I
Over it.
am over
So
it.
you know what
Over it.
anniversary? You're not celebrating the 5 year anniversary of the reservation system at Disney
No,
parks. Nope.
I'm not. That's why I'm getting this one out of the way. So yeah, no, it's not my friend, but it's a headache. It's also like a Hasselhoff to like have to go in there and do your reservations all the time. And I've literally walked up to the gate one time and forgot that I had it or that I didn't have it yet. I just walked in, tried to check in, and they're like, "You need a reservation." I'm like, "Oh shoot, what?" Like, so I had to go back out, get my reservation. Luckily, they were available. I walked in. I've done the opposite, or it actually happened today where I was like, when's my next reservation? I better remember. Because I started booking things in advance because, you have to grab Saturdays early or else they're gone. So I'm like, I better make sure I didn't book this weekend. Not only did I book this Saturday when I'm going to be gone, I also booked tomorrow, which I can't go to because I'm going to be somewhere else. So like,
Mess.
it's
Messy.
just a mess. I'm grabbing dates because they're sparse, and then I have to remember I have them, and the system also will email you when anyone you're connected with has a reservation. So I ignore them now. Like I get
That's
all these
weird.
like, "Oh, welcome to Disneyland Resort." I'm like, and it used to freak me out because I'm like, I don't have a reservation. I go in there and see somebody else that I'm friends with does. So I'm just like, oh my God. Like it's too much. Too messy. Aye, aye, aye. So yes. No, we are not celebrating the reservation, but I will gladly celebrate the 1 year anniversary of them being gone.
Ooh,
I
one
think that's what
day.
we should do. We should
One
have a
day.
party that day. All right. Well, because we were talking about, things from the new year on our last episode and milestones and markers of 2026, I thought I'd just take a look and see what is celebrating an anniversary at Disneyland for the month of January.
Ooh.
And there are a few things, and I thought we would take a couple minutes or so, or half an hour ish, to dive into it and see if we can dig up a little bit more about these anniversaries coming up. What do you think?
I know that Star Tours is on this list, and that's one I'm excited about because it never has a line at Hollywood Studios.
Oh, yes. See, you don't need a lightning lane for that one.
There you go.
So that is first on the list is Star Tours, The Adventure Continue, or The Adventures Continue. Do you mess that one up all the time? It could either be The Adventure Continues or The Adventures Continue.
I don't think I ever say the long
That's true.
corporate name. I just go Star Tours. Yeah.
Well, every time I like want to remember it, I can't
Star
remember
Tours.
which
The
way it
adventures
goes.
continue. Star Tours.
Yeah. I think
It's
it's better this
confusing.
way
It's a tongue
because
twister.
it has the multiple experience,
Ah,
right? So
yeah. So I think it
adventures makes more sense.
it should be that. Yes, that's
Yeah.
correct.
So Star Tours opened first on the 9th of January. So we just skipped the anniversary a little bit ago. In 1987 in Disneyland, it replaced Adventure Through Inner Space, which is a golden classic. I love it. And I don't think I realized this, but this was the first non Disney IP attraction.
Hmm.
Maybe I did notice it. Wait a second. What about Captain EO? No, Captain EO was exclusive to Disneyland too. There's no Captain EO before that.
Yeah, they did create it for Disney
Yeah.
parks. I think it is the first major non-Disney IP attraction where they did a big partnership with a whole other movie studio, which at the time Lucasfilm. So I think that makes sense. I sometimes think about a lot of the things that are public domain that Disney uses, and sometimes that confuses me, like Davy Crockett and like
Oh,
Tom Sawyer's Island, things like that. But Star Wars to me, even knowing that there's some of those exceptions, feels like it was a pretty big deal that they put in a huge movie franchise that was not Disney.
I wonder if like they had some ownership of that stuff. Like they had
Hmm.
ownership of what was the thing I just thought? Like Zorro. I never realized that was Disney until way later.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, as
Hmm.
far as attractions go, this was the first non-Disney
Yeah.
IP. And it was originally they were thinking about doing this ride simulator technology they got their hands on, right? They first were going to do it for the black hole. Did you know that?
Oh.
That sounds like a failure. So I'm glad they went the way they did. But
Yikes. That's like Atlantis and some of the other movies that they thought would be big, and they're already ready to make a ride about it.
right, yep, exactly. The concept came when Michael Eisner was already approaching George Lucas working on Captain EO.
There you
So that
go.
led to the partnership and they talked more, and that's how it came into place to give us Star Wars in 1987, or Star Tours in 1987. It's the first time that they introduced military grade technology into a mass market theme park experience. That's kind of cool. Like they took something that we use in the military field and like how can we make this fun and like entertaining versus edutainment, I guess it could be, right? A little bit of both. It's fun. Um and let's see. When Star Tours first opened, it was so popular that the park held a 60-hour marathon, effectively keeping the attraction and park open for 3 days straight. So January 9th through the 11th. Isn't
Wow.
that nuts? I don't know if that's ever happened before
That
for any other
sounds like,
attraction.
according to Mike TV, like
It
that's a,
does.
it's
It
a
totally does. I
cool,
thought about it when I was reading it. And I was like, I
yeah.
remember hearing this. I've known this for a long time too. I just like keep every time I hear it, it's like shock every time. I'm like, what? And also 60 hours is random, right? But it's probably like closed at 10 on the last day or something like that. So, but yeah, stayed open for 3 days. And the lines went all the way back to Main Street. That's familiar. That was a Haunted Mansion as well, opening day. They had the ribbon cutting done by Michael Eisner and George Lucas. And then they had this weird ass show that people affectionately call the Darth Vader Ballet. If you haven't seen it, look it up. It's quite literally like a ballet type performance, but with Star Wars characters. It's super weird
Interesting.
choice. It's a weird choice. It's like why and how did this happen? I don't know. So yeah, we've obviously been through a few iterations of Star Tours, and I want to see. Do you remember a lot from the first flight?
When I first went, I believe it was still classic. Yeah, so it would have been who is now the DJ Rex would have been
Yeah,
on it still.
Captain Rex.
I don't remember. I don't think it always had glasses.
It was not 3D.
It was not 3D, right? It was
Nope.
just filmed so well that it looked like you're going through these miniature sets and all that.
Yep. It
Um,
was, yeah, filmed in like forced perspective because
mhm.
you're in the the cockpit, or you're in the, I guess you're not in the cockpit because the cockpit's up front. You're in the ship,
In
I
the ship,
guess.
yeah.
And then the cockpit's in front of you and it's all breaking down to get the film out further. So yeah, it's giving you a 3D effect without the actual flat screen being 3D.
Yeah, they actually, it was a true flight simulator without the 3D for a while.
Yep.
Um, and I remember it not being a shuffle.
Yeah, it was one identical show, static show every single time
One
in all
static show.
four of the simulators or
Wow.
star speeders.
Star speeders.
Do you
Um,
remember where you were going to
I
in the
remember.
show?
Okay, so now this is where I do start to have fuzzy memories of other flight simulator rides when I was a kid. But I do think there's a part with ice, or I think it's a
Yeah.
star. It's like
Yes. You
crystals.
crash through it. You're going
Yeah.
like up and you're like, ah, and you like
Yes.
crash through that glacier
I
thing.
can
Yep.
remember the like crunching of the crystals breaking.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then um I don't, I don't remember the details of the other parts.
It was a flight to
Oh,
Endor.
duh. Yeah, okay. The forest moon of Endor. Yep.
So we were all headed to Endor with Captain Rex. And one of
God,
my
there's so many
favorite,
options now that it's blurring my
so
memory.
many. Yeah, it's crazy. Um, One of my favorite things about Star Tours, and this is obviously, I've talked about this on the podcast before, that my favorite, like the thing that turned me into Disney holic is when I started learning about tributes that Imagineers put into attractions. Do you know what tribute is hidden in this attraction?
In the
The
ride
first
or the
one,
queue?
in the video portion of it.
Oh, of the original.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, there's a lot of questions here. So the
Ask away.
um the Easter egg that was in the original was, I actually don't know. Is it Pee Wee Herman related or Star Wars?
Star Wars. No, Disneyland.
Oh,
Sorry.
Disneyland. No, I don't think I might. I don't remember recall. I do not recall.
Okay, do you remember what in usual case scenario for an attraction what a tribute relates to?
Like an Easter egg, or do you
Yeah, it's
mean?
usually like an Easter egg of like a tribute to the previous attraction
Oh, I see what you mean.
that
So
was
it
in
would
that same
be
space that took
something
over.
related to adventure through inner space.
Yes.
And it was that when you're going through the space terminal, you see a ride vehicle that looks like the old one. No, I don't
The
know.
Atom Mobile.
Atom Mobile.
That would be cool, but no, it was the Mighty Microscope. Do you remember that from Adventures in Inner Space?
Oh,
It made you shrink down into a molecule size or atomobile. Yes, so when you're flying through the attraction on the ride, you could see the Mighty Microscope actually in one of the docking bays of the Star Tours
oh,
attraction. So cool. And one of the coolest things ever is that now, if you get lucky enough to travel to the Death Star in the newest version of Star Tours, you can find the Mighty Microscope hidden in there as well. So they kept it. They moved it forward. I
oh.
love it so much.
Okay, I'm gonna look for that now.
Yeah, so fun. I love
There
a
you
good
go.
tribute.
Perfect reason why it's a walk on. I'm gonna go on until I get it.
Right. And so, when we go on things when we're young, we kind of just take things at the value they're handed to us and we don't like think deeper about it. It's like, this is Star Tours and that's just it, right? You don't really sit there and praise it like we do with things that come out nowadays, like Rise of the Resistance or something, right? But if you put yourself back in 1987 and you're used to going on rides like Dumbo or like what else was before 87? Like the dark rides, I don't know, some kind of like simple cues with the switchback type situation. Then you go on Star Tours and imagine that queue for the first time. Isn't it like
Oh, the
really
queue.
good? Like
I
you
think.
walk in, you see that giant star speeder, R2D2 and C3PO are talking to you in the crowd. There's that massive screen of flight departures on the wall.
But it was cool as the ride that I've never saw, the inner space, right? It was also cool.
That
It
one, mm,
it didn't
not
it
as cool.
reuse some of that? Not as cool. But I think what is extra cool if I were to have ridden it day one in the 80s is the fact that a movie like Star Wars was brought to life and you walked into that queue.
Right? Yes. Yep.
That's like you were saying Rise of the Resistance, like that was the Stormtrooper moment of that time as
Yeah.
you would walk in
Yep.
and it probably and you see C3PO. I think he was still there the way he is now or
I think so.
and R2, yeah.
I think he might have not had a red arm yet or something.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe he
But
did.
yeah,
I don't
that
know.
that must have been really fun, exciting.
Yeah, really cool. And then like it's as far as I can remember, Adventure Through Inner Space only had that first room where the star speeder was, and that was where you load. And those switchbacks were there as well.
Oh.
But we have that whole second room with like all the traveling baskets. Do you remember the baskets that would go
Oh,
across?
and I
There's
love
Mickey ears in one of them.
like FedEx sponsored, like all the little
Yep.
robot droids
Yeah.
delivering packages. Yep.
Exactly. So they have all this stuff to look at and be entertained with while you're in the queue. And it's just like a really, really good queue. We love a good queue. So that was the original one. And then in 2011, they did a refurb and we got Star Tours The Adventure Continues now. So the first one was just Star Tours, and now it's Star Tours The Adventure Continues. Adventures continue. See, I said it wrong again.
And then there's Adventure Through Inner Space, or is it Adventures Through Inner Space?
I think it's Adventure Through Inner
Yeah,
Space.
that makes
Fuck,
sense
I
because
don't
there's
know. Is
it's the
it?
one, it's the one
It's one
mission.
adventure through inner
Yeah.
space.
Uh-huh.
The one and only. So yes, 2011, the adventures continue. Um, okay. I need to like be able to have some time to do a rabbit hole on this. And I would love if any of our listeners would reach out if they remember this. I remember going into the new one thinking that this is now the original Star Tours and that the one we saw before was actually a prequel. No, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
We are now in the prequel because the episodes that came out were the prequel episodes, right? Like Pod Racers are in the new one, for instance, right? Like we didn't
Oh,
have
so
the
Star Tours: The Adventures Continue is one of the rare canon breaking attractions. They just allow it to break. So
no,
you
no.
can be you can now hop around timelines, and I guess when you're traveling, we're traveling through
That's
time
right.
and
Yes.
location.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just remember that when you go through the attraction, Captain Rex is now in like a shipping container. And the story that I got and read back in the day was that he just arrived and he's not fully capable yet. Like he's being put together. He's a brand new droid. And
Oh,
that's why he's like
interesting.
malfunctioning. So he's not even ready to become Captain Rex yet. So it's like now we're in this like prequel stage. But you're right. The randomization would go through the current or the original trilogy, right? Not just the prequels.
Yeah, I think maybe there was a point in time where when they added the prequels to it that maybe they started going down that route because I do remember there used to be posters or still are that say a lot of destinations from the prequels like Naboo
Yeah, Naboo.
was
Yep. Yeah.
added. But then when they started going sequel trilogy with the Salt Planet, what is that called? And then
Oh
now
God.
there's the Mandalorian and then Ahsoka timeline. It's now just a mess.
Wait, what is it called?
The planet with the salt from
Kraken. I don't want to. Why I want to say Kraken, and it's not
it's
right.
do you even remember the movie? What it's called?
Yeah, that was from. What's the second one of that series?
The Last Jedi.
Thank you. I always think that's the last one because of the title. Stupid. Oh my God, I can't. Oh my God, I almost had it. It's the Salt Planet. Ugh,
Ralph, Scarif, Scroot,
I forget.
not
It's
Kashyyyk,
fine.
which is what I want to keep saying.
No. Dang it.
Someone
But
out there is
yeah,
screaming the name of the salt planet.
everyone is like, what the hell's wrong with you people? And we know, we just can't remember. Okay.
Because I remember being excited when they added that because it was a cool color combination.
Yeah, yeah, the pretty red, especially when it like drags the legs through. Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Uh, in The Last Jedi, I have to know it's gonna make me crazy. Crate!
Great.
You were close. You said something similar, but it started with an R. I said Kraken. It's as close as I got. All right. Anyway, I think they did always have like Hoth though,
Uh huh.
at the same time as like Naboo, for instance.
Yeah. It
Right.
seemed like
So
they kept adding instead of taking away, maybe.
yeah. Well, I like the idea of it being a prequel, but maybe that didn't happen. I need to look into it. Maybe they did start off with just the prequels for a while.
And it is a
I don't
weird
know.
ride that
That's really cool.
it exists outside of the land, um,
Yes. Yeah.
within the
And
same
now it's all over the
parks.
place. Like it's
Yeah.
all of the trilogies, Ahsoka, Mandalorian, like it's just
We
everywhere.
got the
So
space whales there now.
yeah, yeah. Pergolas. Oh my god. So yeah, I thought it would be fun to hear about some of the Star Tours Q Easter eggs, and then we can move on to the attraction Easter eggs. So some of these I did not know about. One is that there are names like Egroeg Sakul. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, but it's George Lucas backwards,
Oh, okay.
which I didn't know, and Mott Warham, which is
Tom Morrow.
Tom Morrow. They're heard in the Q announcements. Yeah,
Oh.
I didn't know that one. That's brand new from my research that I did. Gotta listen to that if they even still have it. I don't know if that's from the original or current today, but
Mott
that's very
Warham,
cool.
please report to Docking Bay 7. Mott Warham.
Exactly. They also have
Oh.
some boarding announcements, and they say THX 1138, which is a nod to George Lucas's first feature film.
Yep. It was a
Very
short
cute.
film, by the way,
Oh,
that helped him get a lot of attention to then fund his bigger movies
very cool.
like American Graffiti and Star Wars.
Oh, American Graffiti. That's so weird that he did that movie. It feels so different. Okay. They have a boxed up Captain Rex, like I was talking about earlier. He responded in the queue, referencing to the original Star Tours. This is like my favorite. I used to just like stand there. I don't know if I ever made you do this with me, but I'll just stand and listen to him and let people go by because he'll like randomly, like every 15 seconds or something, he'll glitch out, and every so often he'll say some of his old spiel from the original attraction.
Oh.
So cute. I love it. And he's still doing that today. So next time you walk by, it's as soon as you get to that second room after you pass C3PO on your right side and you make that turn into the next room. Rex is right there on the right side. Just like give him a little minute. Let people go by you. You can hear some old attraction dialogue. In the luggage scan area, they have, oh, I'm sorry. And he's marked defective. I love it. Sorry. I
Oh,
love
so
that.
that
So
must have
good.
been at that point would be they took him off of it because he kept crashing the guests.
Either that, yeah. Either that he's
Yeah.
not ready to go or he's broken and they get rid of him. Now he's a DJ.
Interesting.
He needed to change his career path. So the luggage scanners are operated by G2 droids, and they display visual jokes and references to Star Wars. Now I've seen this hidden Mickey in the luggage scanner as well. You can see a Mickey hat in one of the bags that go through the scanner, which is really cute. And the G2 droids are like lovingly called the goose droids. Do you know why?
They have the long necks.
No? Well, yeah. Yeah. But a bigger reason than
Oh,
just that.
they make sounds. Goose.
Oh, is that the goose noises? No, they are the geese from America Sings.
What?
Yep. You didn't know that one?
Inside? No,
Yeah. Oh,
inside
that's even the original Star Tours. Yeah,
Wow.
they took them out. They put a bunch. Like most of the America Sings characters went to Splash Mountain, and then some of them went to Star Tours, and they strip them down to just their robotic
Wow.
selves, and now they're working in Star Tours, and you can look at their feet, and they're like webbed feet. So that's how you can always
Odd.
tell if they're the goose droids or not. Very cute. Danielle D. Wild is the one that taught me that one. Danny Disney. I love it. Okay, let's see. One astromech droid is a silhouette in the queue. It opens two satellite dishes to a hidden Mickey shape. And that's another
Yes,
one I make
this is
everybody sit around and wait for.
that screen where you can watch and see who walks by.
Yep, all the
Yep.
people walking by and droids. Um, and yeah, one that looks like R2D2 comes out and then has little ears pop up. It's very cute. There's a sign reading N1C7C01, and it's stylized to spell NCC 1701, which is the registry number of the USS Enterprise from Star Trek. Don't like it. Get out of
Oh.
here, IP.
Wait, why? I'd like to know more about that one.
I'm sure that's I need to know more about that too. I'm sure that's an Imagineer edition, I bet.
Wow.
I can't say I'm sure because I don't actually know. But speaking of Imagineers, they also have a Q monitor that displays TWB, which is the initials of Tony Baxter. I wonder what his middle name is.
Walter.
You know that Walter are named after Walt Disney, according to Mike TV.
Yep.
So there's just some fun Easter eggs that you can find in the queue of Star Tours. And then during the ride and pre-show, you can find some fun Easter eggs as well. For instance, your flight number is 1401, which is oddly familiar to anyone who knows anything about Imagineering. And that is 1401 Flower Street, which is the address of Walt Disney Imagineering headquarters. You'll see that pop up a lot in Disney movies a lot too, in Pixar movies. C-3PO pilots the Star Speeder because Captain Rex is considered defective in the timeline of The Adventures Continue.
Yep.
Still debunking my original theory, I swear.
I mean, this makes sense. If this was the second
I
time
swear.
guests experienced it, they'd be like, "What happened to Rex?" And then they'll see, "Oh, he got taken out because he kept crashing us over and
Yep.
over." Yeah.
I love it.
It is cool that they not replaced him with another Rex, but they replaced him with a well-known Star Wars droid who is also pretty clumsy.
Yeah, he is kind of a klutz, huh?
Hmm.
You know what, though? That's kind of proof that the Imagineers also know that guests enjoy familiarity, which is interesting that they went completely opposite way for Galaxy's Edge.
Don't even get me started on that on the timeline and the fake planet of Batu, when I much rather have visited planets like Naboo.
I wonder if it's as simple as it would be too hard to make it perfect. So they're just like, let's build a new place. You know what I mean? Like, we can't get this to look exactly like Naboo and everyone's going to freak out and complain. So if we just create a brand new planet.
No, I don't think that's why. I think it's because remember how obsessed they were with living your own Star Wars adventure?
Yes.
I would rather have the adventures of the ones I've watched on the movie.
Yeah. You and probably
Right.
99.9% of the
I want to
population.
see their adventures continue, not my adventure start.
That's so funny. I'm part of the 1% on that. I actually like it that is different. Like I'm obsessed with Vimarati because she's like the only Star Wars character that's well besides Oga, but we never meet Oga, right? So
Oh,
like
you mean
Vimarati is like straight up exclusive to Disney parks via Star Wars. I love that, but yeah, it's fine. I'm not the general population on most things, so it's fine. Let's see. Okay, we did that. The attraction uses randomized combinations of opening scenes, planets, holograms, and endings, creating hundreds of possible ride variations, which we know, which is just. I wonder how many there actually is. I thought I wrote that down, but I guess I didn't. Silly me.
there is a lot, yeah.
They wrote it in here too, in this fact. In some sequences, the mighty microscope from the adventure through inner space can be spotted as a tribute to the former attraction that occupied the space. I am curious about this because it says in some sequences. Now I grabbed this fact from a website and I'm like, is it in more than just the Death Star one? Now I have to like
Oh.
hyper focus on every single one that I go on. I wonder if it is. It's the only one I know about. Does anybody out there know if it's in more than one? That would be so cool. Anthony Daniels, who is C3PO from the original, or from all the Star Wars movies, is also the voice of C3PO for the attraction, which I love. And they grabbed archival footage of actors like Carrie Fisher, for instance, who's no longer with us, to appear in scenes. So, like when she has her little scene pop up, we can see her there still, which is great. And then some characters and silhouettes seen in the Q videos are portrayed by members of the 501st Legion, which is, I love that Disney will like join up because that's a fandom group, right? That's like a straight
Yeah.
fandom group. They build their own stormtrooper costumes and just create this whole legion. And they get to be in like the Mandalorian now and all these Star Wars movies as extras. I'm like, oh, this is so cool. So they also use them for some of the characters in the new scenes of Star Tours, which I did not know. That's very
Now that
fun.
was back in the queue though, with the walkabouts going back
And
and
the
forth. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yep. Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know why this is in this section then. Okay. I thought they were also because there's like scenes where there's a bunch of stormtroopers that walk up with like Kylo Ren in the actual
Oh,
sequences,
that would be
right?
very cool.
Yeah,
Imagine you could point and say that was you.
that's me. Oh my god. Did you imagine me in a stormtrooper suit? Let's not. Let's not.
Somebody out there is. You have a fan that's saying, "I want Jen Diz in
Like
a
Jen
stormtrooper
Tiz could wear
suit."
that storm. She could rock it.
She could
No,
rock that Leia slave gear that everyone
slave
fantasizes
Leia.
about.
I no. Okay, so moving on to the next January anniversary. This one is coming up shortly, and it's Mickey's Mix Magic. Now, this one is not even currently in the parks, but I love Mickey's Mix Magic, so I wanted to include it. January 18th is its anniversary. We might see it back. Nobody knows what's going to happen right now. Like, we'll see. Maybe we'll come back for a little bit in nighttime at Disneyland. We will have to find out. I love it. I already said that. Do you like Mickey's Mix Magic, Mike?
I think when it first came out, I was worried that it was kind of like tacky. It was
Same.
themed,
Same.
right, like dance party and then a lot of projections. But it is so fun. The energy is great.
Yep.
The songs that they chose to put into the dance mix are perfect, and the projections get you hyped, and I'm here for it.
I'm here for it too. And I agree. I also really did not like it at first, especially coming from like going to raves, like both of us. And now all of a sudden, like it's now 19 or 2019 and Disneyland deciding to like have a rave on Main Street. Like what? It's just something about it. I was just like, this is super tacky. And it's like this like kid bop version of rave music, right? So I was
Yeah.
just like, I don't want this. And then they did freaking dubstep for Haunted Mansion, and I hate dubstep. Out of all the music, they had to do the Haunted Mansion wrong. I was like, damn it. But I have also grown to love it. It does have a different energy. I kind of get rid of the idea of like, oh, I'm going to have this emotional moment watching this big fireworks show. And I'm just going to have fun and dance.
Fun and
I
dance.
always dance. And you can always find people to like vibe with you on Main Street. So it's my favorite thing to do. I remember one time I had like a bunch of people in the park at the same day and it was too hard to coordinate. So I just said everybody meet in front of the Penny Arcade in the middle of Main Street at 9:30 and we're going to dance. We're going to have a dance party for Mickey's Mix Magic and that's exactly what we did. And I did that quite a few times. So if it comes back, be prepared to join me for a dance party at 9:30.
It's
But
funny that you mentioned like the raves and the parties because dubstep and a lot of the genres they did choose were the ones that go so well with visuals that like make you
yeah,
trip out and then the visuals are tripping out too and you're just standing in Disneyland like what, this is cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they pick like the pink elephants, right? Like
Yep.
it so they have like some of the best matching visuals for that,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean. So yeah, I have
Hilarious.
a lot of fun with it, and I actually listen to the mix quite often. I've shown that mix to a bunch of my non-Disney friends that are really, really into electronica or EDM. And they're like, "Oh, this is crazy." And like everybody always talks about the Frozen song on there, the Let It Go, because that one is like the raviest of the rave music within that mix. So like you get a lot of different stuff. There's like house music, you have electro swing in there, you
Oh yeah.
have dubstep, and then Let It Go is like straight trance. It's like pop, 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 pop. Oh my god, it's nuts. It's very
Oh my gosh, now I want to go experience Mickey's Mix Magic right now.
right. So do I. I'm with you on that. Well, I looked a little more into it because I really didn't know too much about the creation of this. I found a little bit of cool stuff about it. One is that two of the most notable Imagineers to work on this attraction, or this nighttime spectacular, were Sharita Carter and John
Oh.
Dennis. Now, we've heard a lot about Sharita Carter in the last 5+ years. She's been at Imagineering for 28 years, though, long time. She's currently the executive creative producer of Walt Disney Imagineering, so she's got her hands in everything. But some of the most notable were, especially recently, Tiana's Bayou Adventure, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, the updates on Indiana Jones and Snow White's Enchanted Wish. So she's done a lot of like
Mm.
the really cool visuals. She comes from a background of like visual techniques and whatnot. So she gets put on a lot of those big projects where they just want to like enhance things. So she does
And
like
projection. She seems
effects
to
and
she loves a projection mapping moment,
she
I
does.
think.
She loves
Yeah.
that projection mapping. What's the word? Illusions. She's part of the illusions team. So yeah,
Illusions.
makes a lot of sense. And then John Dennis, he's been with Imagineering for 35 years as the executive. Well, now he's the executive creator director, and his background is sound design. So he did a lot of the
Oh.
music for the parks, including Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind,
Yeah.
one of our absolute favorites. Rock and Roller Coaster, soaring over California. And then I'm going to save the rest for later because he's had a very wide spectrum of music, and I want to do a music episode. So we will be talking more about John Dennis in a future episode for sure.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I found out some fun facts about Mickey's Mix Magic from DizGeek.com. And one is that the celebration song, It's a Good Time, was written and produced specifically for the world's biggest mouse party. That was when Mickey Mouse turned 90, right?
Oh.
And remember, they even like sent out kits to throw birthday parties for Mickey Mouse. It was wild.
Yes.
It was a wild
Yeah.
time. And everything from Kleenex boxes to new toys had Mickey 90 all over it. Hilarious. Lots of merchandising. Do you remember the song "It's a Good Time"?
It's a good time. It's a good time.
Everybody, get your ears on.
Oh,
It's a good,
good
good,
time.
good, good
Good
time.
time. Yes.
That was the opening and closing song, which I think is the cheesiest, most Disney song of all of that whole show. And I think that's where I got that bad taste in my mouth. But the
What
rest in between is a lot better.
I could picture us singing and dancing to that right now on
Yeah,
the streets of Main
it's
Street.
like high energy. It's,
Yeah.
Disney. I mean, I dance to Haunted Mansion if I want to. So it's like just gonna happen. They also said guests will also dance to songs. Okay, this is reviewing some of the music in it. Like I want to be like you. Everybody wants to be a cat, which is so good. Friend Like Me, Grim Grinning Ghosts, Un Poco Loco, and Let It Go by Frozen. So many big hits over a wide range of time of Disney classics, right? The musical score of Mickey's Mix Magic is inspired by the irresistible beat of house music, bringing energy and fun that appeals to the whole family. That
Yeah.
part was weird. Like, what? But it's
Well,
bringing me back to like
yeah.
electronica and glow
And
over.
that was a time when even pop music was going EDM. Like everybody from like
Right, you're right.
Rihanna to like I mean, I would say Cher was the first to get weird
I
with
was,
it with
wait, I have
Believe
one
in the
before her.
90s. Oh.
I think Madonna was first.
Yes, that was the same time. Madonna and
It was like
Cher.
really close, right?
Yep, and there
Yeah.
were certain producers, William Orbit, and there's certain producers, yeah, that got really big that were from the EDM world, and started doing these pop stars music. What a
Yeah.
time. And then it went full, yeah, full mainstream
What
where
was
it
the
was a
Madonna song?
there was so many, but they had one
Ray of Light.
Ray of
I just
Light.
remembered it.
There was Frozen. That was the single that came out
Was
before
that
Ray of Light.
EDM though?
It was that album that was very heavily
Oh, okay.
inspired
Okay.
by like Bjork and that type of
Uh,
those
okay.
sounds back then. Wow, I'm getting all these core memories come flooding in.
I love it. So one of the things that they used was the multi-speaker audio design for Mickey's Mix Magic. It supports that dance party feel throughout the park. So they're able to like if you remember standing on Main Street, they kind of bounce the sound back and forth from across the street, like the beats. So it feels more, it feels bigger, more alive that way.
This is now called on these newer fancy AirPods from Apple spatial audio.
That's true. Spatial audio.
Yeah.
I love that. In your earpods, or AirPods, it's so intrusive though. It like literally feels like it's going through my head.
It's a trip. I sometimes turn it off sometimes because I'm like, "Oh, I don't want to pretend my music is playing from a speaker in the corner of the room. I just want it to follow me."
Yeah, yeah. Very true. They have multiple viewings for this show. Main Street, of course, and the facade of Small World, and then on Rivers of America. So they just blow up those water walls again and let you see the show from there. I think this is like one of the perfect examples of how projection mapping can really fulfill an experience without fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
Because the
Mm-hmm.
projection mapping is just so good and it's the whole show. I feel like some of the fireworks prior to this show coming out were like they'd have a little bit here and there, but this one is like full blown the whole entire
And Main
show.
Street. This is when they
Oh, sorry,
installed
that's what I
them.
meant. Yeah, down Main
Yeah.
Street. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like
Which
such a
didn't come
good.
to Magic Kingdom until years later.
Oh my gosh, really? This was
Yeah.
in 2019.
Yeah. Magic
Wow.
Kingdom didn't have the Main Street projections until very recently.
It's so smart. They can just like if they can't do fireworks, they still can put on a show. It's really really
Yeah.
brilliant. Let's see. More than 2 dozen video projections or projectors are used for Mickey's Mix Magic, and 14 of those are on Main Street. So again, blown up, right? And nearly 100 special lighting fixtures were utilized throughout the show, and they sit on top of the rooftops. Disney Parks Live Entertainment collaborated with the team behind the latest animated shorts, which is another thing that is a high conflict with a lot of Disney holics in general, if they like that style or not. But that's where they went for Mickey's Mix Magic, and much of the video projections are original content. So instead of using things from the movies, they like created their own new version for the show. Yeah. So I was like, I wonder what other people think of Mickey's Mix Magic. So I went to Yelp. We haven't done some Yelp reviews in a very long time.
Ooh.
So I jumped over to Yelp to see what people were saying. And I looked up a couple things here. I'm going to read them off to you. So overall, Mickey's Mix Magic only had 3.9 stars. It's kind of sad.
Not
But
the
I think
worst, not the
that's,
bad. That's like a
I wouldn't
fine.
eat there, but
Okay, wait, that's a whole other interesting conversation. Do you draw the line if it's a 5-star rating, do you draw it at 4.0 and up?
4.4.
Wow. Okay. My question is what is your Uber passenger rating? Would you
How do you
pick
know that?
would you pick yourself up? Ooh.
How do you know your own? Can you
You
see
could
that?
yeah, you could see it in the app somewhere. And while you keep reading these Yelp reviews, I'll try to find that for us.
Okay, yeah. I want to see what mine is. I don't know how to. Wait. Oh, it says right under my name
Yeah.
4.9. Why am I not a 5.0?
Oh, wait,
I'm so polite.
4.9 is very high. You should be proud.
Oh, thank you.
You would pick yourself up. That's above a
I would definitely
4.4.
pick myself up.
Yeah.
What is yours?
I
Now I
am
need
a
to know yours.
I'm a 4.83 A-
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I blame the little bit of a low score. It's not low, right? Ours are both high, but I blame the deficiency on just like annoying friends that have been in my car being
That
the
I always get
ones,
like,
right?
I'm gonna get hit for
Yeah,
this.
I know it's not me because I'm always well behaved in my Ubers.
That's hilarious. All right, well, people gave a lesser score to Mickey's Mixed Magic, coming in at 3.9 stars, and Craig Y from Torrance gave it a 4-star review, which is always interesting when people don't go just high or low. And it says, okay, a different style to the normal fireworks show, although I did not get to experience this show down Main Street or by Small World. This show felt like it was that, like I was at a club shaking my booty. I love it. The fireworks were great as always. They had some lights going off like a club and the music too. Hopefully the next time I'll be on Main Street to experience the whole thing. Overall, I like the music and the fireworks.
4 stars without even seeing it on Main Street. That's wonderful.
Right. From
Yeah.
Rivers of America, evidently, which is the
Wow.
worst of the three, in my
Wow.
opinion. All right. Christopher E. from Los Angeles gave it 1 star.
Wow. Wow.
Christopher needs a hug. Okay, let's check this out. Christopher says the music accompanying feels like less a fireworks show and more like something playing in the background of a meth riddled bathhouse.
Wait, what? What in the gay review is this? Christopher E.
Bathhouse?
Wow.
Gone is the stuff of magic. It's been replaced by an EDM beat and projected images on the walls of Main Street. I guess it's a dance party, and perhaps I'm stuck in yesteryear, but I remember seeing fireworks above the castle as a child, finding myself awestruck in wonder. If I was a child witnessing this, I'd ask my parents why they brought me to a meth riddled bathhouse. Had to say it twice.
This person is traumatized from a bad
Triggered.
bathhouse experience.
Yeah.
They might have also had a bad trip at a music festival.
Right.
And I never thought this was supposed to forever replace fireworks. It's like a new thing when they started doing it. It was like a new thing with projections and music and nighttime spectaculars were becoming multiplied. At one point, we had like Phantasmic and a parade and a fireworks show. So, Christopher E., with your 1 star, you need to relax, but not at the bathhouse, I guess.
All right. Robert C. from Sunnyvale gave it 5 stars. And his title of this was Mickey Mouse Hip Hopping. I'm already excited. Okay, this one's kind of long, so buckle up. About 55 degrees at 7:30 p.m. on a Tuesday evening with 20-mile-per-hour winds. Who says it's sunny and mild in the winter at Disneyland? Everyone bundled up in long pants, long shirts, and shoes crowded along Main Street. Nobody in their right minds in shorts or sandals.
This is a novel already.
Suddenly, an announcement of the upcoming show. Lights go out with everything plunged into darkness. The music starts, pumped in the speakers on the roof, with rooftop projections of Mickey Mouse himself dancing on the walls of the 2 and 3-story buildings along Main Street. Everyone has a front row seat. I thought that was a really good point. Blah, blah, blah. As the projections are up to 40 feet high on the buildings on both sides of Main Street, everyone is looking straight up. But this is not the traditional Walt Disney music, but hip hop music. Hilarious.
I
Definitely
wonder
not
if
hip hop.
they call it that.
I love it. With a very heavy beat catering to teenagers
Oh.
and people in their early 20s. Thank you.
Homosexual fast dancing returned
No
2019.
dancing in the street as wall to wall people. So I think that's an interesting
Oh.
point too. Like it's kind of a dance party, but you can't really dance sometimes. Not my generation of music from the 60s, but the music is vibrant to the colorful projections, animations of Disney characters dancing on a kaleidoscope pattern on the walls. Flashes on and off with spotlights in a distance over the Fantasyland Disney castle. Both dazzling and enthralling, even to a 66-year-old geezer like me. 16 minutes later, the show's over and a 17-minute walk back to the hotel. It's not fireworks, but Mickey Mix Magic is entertaining to the end. And unlike the fireworks, you can't see the show without paying park admission for up to $129 per day.
Wow. It's funny that this a 66-year-old finds himself as a geezer. I don't even think that's that old, if old, and
I find
um,
myself as a geezer sometimes, so I feel you. What's this guy's
they
name? I feel you, Robert.
Robert, they kept like trying to age themselves out of this because they loved it so much they couldn't understand why
I
they
love
loved
that.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To like I loved reading this whole thing. That's why I wanted to read it all because he kept kind of like almost complaining and then being like, "But I love it." Like
Yep.
every single time, you think
Yep.
he's going to like run off on a complaint, but he's just like, "But I loved it. It was amazing." But all these like brought up kind of a interesting piece to me and I didn't really think about it like you and I and so many of our Disney holics visit the parks often enough to where seeing Mickey's Mix Magic is like, okay, a new show. But for those who have like heard about Disneyland and have never been or haven't been in 10 years, they want that big epic cry, feels like snow, like the big epic journey that the fireworks take you on. And Mickey's Mix Magic definitely does not do that. Like, never have I ever even slightly shed a tear during that show, right? So it has a different purpose. I almost wish they would have a regular fireworks show, excuse me, and then play that one like late night, like just get real with it, like play it at like 11 or something, like with just the projections, like a little dance party. So I feel you people who are traveling in and don't get to see the fireworks. That does suck, but I love that even someone who is expecting something like that can see how this could still be really fun. So it was very cute. All right. Any other thoughts about Mickey's Mixed Magic before we move on to our last and final anniversary?
Ooh, what's the next anniversary?
All right. We have one more, and it's Rise of the Resistance,
Bum, bum, bum,
January
bum, bum, bum.
17th. What? January 17th? That's like this coming
So
weekend.
5 years old already, this attraction.
It is.
Six. Math.
Yeah. So, math. Math is hard. Almost 6 years old. Yes. And I had forgotten that it actually opened up in Disney World before Disneyland, just a little bit more. But now that I say it, I'm like, oh my God, I totally remember. I had to like go dark on social media because everybody's posting it. And I'm like, no, I only have like 3 more weeks till it comes out in Disneyland.
And it was
Oh my gosh.
they kept catching up with each other because Galaxy's Edge opened up first at Disneyland, second at Disney World, and then
Right.
Disney World got Rise first, and then Disneyland got that second.
Yep. Yep. The attraction, this is like some fun facts I pulled. The attraction cost up to $450 million each to create. So we know there's like identical ones in Disneyland and Walt Disney World, right? 450 million each. Crazy. The ride duration is 18 minutes from the queue to the exit. And the capacity runs up to 1,700 riders per hour. I thought that was pretty cool to see. That's a lot. Seems like a lot. It's a trackless ride vehicle with 8 riders per vehicle, 2 rows of 4. And there's 65 major figures and
Wow.
animatronics in the attraction. I'm assuming like 40 of those are the stormtroopers, right?
True. True.
The ride system includes 4 different systems: the pre-show walkthrough, the motion simulator, the trackless ride, and the drop escape pod segment. That's just so cool to like. That's the first thing I remember about Rise is like I went on like every type of ride today and that one attraction. Like that's so cool. The attraction has required the largest concrete pour of Disney Parks history and is controlled by millions of lines of software. And as far as we talked about Easter eggs before, so I thought I would mention the Easter eggs. There's not actually too many in the queue or the ride, but when you're in the attraction almost or when you're in the queue almost to the Ray room, there's these cages with like ammo and weapons and like flight suits and helmets and they have a lot of Easter eggs on those like the name badges and codes that you can find on those that are little Easter eggs and little tips of the hat, which is nice. At your Disney World version of Rise, the X-Wing outside the ride's entrance is a screen prop used from The Mandalorian.
Oh,
So
very
ours is
cool.
not. So you guys got a cool prop over there. Ours is just a replica,
Someone had to get the replica.
right? It had to happen. The interrogation room uses a Musion holographic effect to project Kylo Ren and General Hux, making them appear incredibly lifelike. Do you remember that I thought they were real? The first, I'm so
It
embarrassed about that
it's
still, but
it's
it's so
still
good.
so good. When I'm in that ride queue show pre-show thing, I'm always assuming everyone else around me still thinks those things are real.
Yeah,
Especially if you
that
could tell that
shadow.
it's their first time. I'm like, oh, they totally are thinking
They
that's
oh,
real.
they think we just bought like we just have the actor showing up today.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to look into what the hell Musion holograph is because I never heard about that. So it says it's known as Musion eyeliner, and it creates the illusion of 3D holograms on stage by adapting the Victorian pepper ghost effect, which I did not know, with modern HD technology using a transparent tensioned foil at a 45-degree angle to reflect 2D video projections from below, making it appear realistic, and a ghostly 3D figure with depth, famously used for artists like Tupac at Coachella.
There it is, that hologram that people are going
Yeah.
wild about.
The ride occupies one of the largest show buildings that Disney's ever built for one single attraction.
I remember like tracking the progress of this on YouTube, and over time you would finally see.
Hey, everybody. Okay, those listening to the podcast, sorry for the interruption. You who are on YouTube, we're back. We had a little technology hiccup. We're going to see how this works. So, wish us luck. All right, we were saying how insanely large the Rise of the Resistance attraction was, and very cool fun facts about the attraction.
And what did other park guests think about this ride?
Yeah, so I went and looked it up on Yelp as well. And this one got an overall 4.4 stars, which is said is my cutoff, right? So I'd eat at Rise of the Resistance and go on Rise of the Resistance. Um, and I realized there was quite the theme of reviews, like trends. So many people who gave it 5 stars said the same thing. One, it's their favorite ride at Disneyland. It was a big thing. This is my favorite ride at Disneyland was the first line. And then so many people were just bowing down to the cast members, saying like the interaction with the cast members in the fucking Resistance was so good. Like it was fun and they were so into it. They got a lot of hand claps for that. So that was a trend there. But I picked a couple. I picked only 2 out, I think. But let's read them. So Ryan S. from Rancho Cucamonga, or Cucamongo, I think it has an O at the
Cucamonga.
end. He gave it a 5 star rating, and he said, I'm not even a Star Wars fan, and I still think Rise of the Resistance might be one of the greatest rides ever created. From the moment you step into the queue, it feels like you've been cast in a sci fi blockbuster with top tier production value.
Wow.
The way the experience unfolds in multiple stages is mind blowing, and I kept thinking, wait, we're still on the same ride? I love that. The mix of immersive sets, ride technology, and just plain Disney magic makes it unforgettable. I didn't need to know a single character name to be completely wowed. Whether you're a lifelong Jedi or just there for the churros, this is a must do. Super good
Wow.
review by Ryan S. Doesn't even like Star Wars and still love the ride. Christian W., however, of Stanford, Connecticut, only gave it 1 star.
Uh,
He said, I've been in line twice now when it's broken down. No information is given, no compensation offered after standing in line forever. And if you're going to open a ride, make sure it works. This is not up to Disney standards.
wow. The ups and downs of Rise of the Resistance. When
You
it
know,
works, it's amazing, but when it doesn't work, it can be
that is
disappointing.
true. And that was another trend I noticed is a lot of the 1 star trends were all either complaining about the virtual queue when that was still a thing or that the ride is always breaking down. And it's true. And I'm with you, Christian. Like, I wouldn't give it 1 star because I did get to go on it. But, if you're not there all the time, like, it sucks waiting in line for
Yeah,
2 hours, not getting to go on it. And, like, I agree with you. Like, these rides need to work. Like, to
they
me,
need to work.
if things keep breaking, that means it's not ready. I don't
Especially
know.
when I bring somebody to impress them with it. And
Oh my
usually
gosh, the
they won't
worst.
know. If it's their first time, they won't know that something's on B mode, but I am so mad
Yeah, you're like,
inside
no, you
that.
don't even know. I also feel like that when the ball doesn't work on Indiana Jones. Oh my God, I get like this rage inside of me. I'm like, no, it's like so cool when the ball works.
It's the signature part. Yep. Uh,
Totally. Well, that's the anniversaries for January. Thank you all for listening. But there is another anniversary that's happening in January. We tipped on it a little bit last week. But our moving anniversaries of moving close to Disney theme parks is coming up. And I wanted to ask you if we could challenge ourselves to pick a date near both of our move in dates and do a live with both of us inside the park.
yeah, let's do it.
Yeah?
Share everything.
Share everything. I remember saying we were going to do this whole last year also. We just have never coordinated. It's also a little hard because Walt Disney World closes earlier and I don't even go till after work.
Yep.
So,
The
like,
time and then with the
sometimes you can't
time
even go at the
zones.
same time. Yeah.
Yep.
But we'll figure it out. Maybe we could do it on a weekend or something. So,
We
stay tuned.
should.
We'll get that together and get a little fun live broadcast going.
Well, we'll celebrate that. And today, on our episode of Disney Holic Show, we talked about anniversaries two from Star Wars, Star Tours and Rise of the Resistance, going into the Disney parks, Disneyland. And then we talked about Mickey's Mix Magic and a little bit about the Magic Key changes coming to Disneyland Magic Key annual pass holders,
Thingy
what,
Mojugger. Yeah.
whatever they're called.
Well, thank you all for listening, and we hope you enjoyed episode 270 of the Disney Holic Show.
Follow us on social media at the Disneyholics.
And if you'd like to get in touch, send us a DM on Instagram or contact us at thedisneyholics.com.
Okay,
Okay, bye.
bye.